Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to be discussing about multicollinearity and PCA, that is principal component analysis. So first, we will see about multicollinearity. So what is multicollinearity is actually a concept where the variables in our data set are correlated to each other. That means the variables have a certain dependency between them, which is called as collinearity. And multicollinearity means when there are several independent variables in our model that are correlated. This kind of correlation among the variables that are predictor variables can relate to and can result in unstable regression or classification models. That's why it is necessary for us to identify a multicollinearity situation in our dataset. How we can see it using a Python code? As it is given here, first we have imported the pandas library and using the stats model.stats.outliers influence. Here outliers influence is a module from where we are importing the variance inflation factor, which we will use to identify the extent of the multicollinearity in our dataset. I am using the California Housing Train.csv dataset as it has multiple numerical data. That's why it would be easier for us to identify the multicollinearity here. So we have written the data and now we are going to exclude the target variable, that is median house value. Now first we have called the data frame in this object, and then we are using variance inflation factor here to calculate the variance in our whole data set. We are going to display this output here. See, after running the code, we can see we have the feature list and the VIF list. As you can see, there are multiple VIF values and many values are very high. That means these features are very highly correlated to each other and there exists a high dimensional correlation between these features. That means if we are trying to remove one feature, then it will create a highly unbalanced data set. So what is variance inflation factor? We had already discussed. It is a statistical measure that is used to quantify the extent of multicollinearity in a set of multiple regression variables. So how we can interpret these values? So a VIF value of 1 indicates no correlation between the feature. As we can see here, there is no one value, but the lowest value here is the housing median age, which has the value of 7. A VIF value between 1 and 5 suggests moderate correlation. As we can see, housing median age and median income have the moderate correlation among them, which is acceptable. But above it, and we can see latitude and longitude are highly correlated. That means it is resulting in a high multicollinearity in our system. If we want to reduce the adverse effect of multicollinearity in our system, we can use principal component analysis. It is one of the methods to reduce the multicollinearity among the various other methods that are available. In this video, we are going to be discussing about principal component analysis. So principal component analysis, basically PCA, is a statistical technique which is used to reduce the dimensions in the data set, and it helps to make the data set of correlated, partition it into the set of uncorrelated data set. PCA can be used to transform correlated variables into a set of uncorrelated components, which can be used in regression analysis. So first, as we were seeing the example of multicollinearity here, first we are going to see how the PCA can be applied in the same code. So as we have applied the PCA here, and we are using the PCA function which we have imported from sklearn.decomposition, and sklearn.preprocessing has standard scaler which is also used in our PCA component analysis. So here we have used the PCA function and we have reduced the number of components to 5. We have selected how many components we want in our data set. Now we are going to again calculate the VIF factors. As we can see here, the VIF values has reduced significantly for our data set. So this is how a PCA works here. If we want to see another example of PCA, here I have a shoppingtrends.csv dataset from where I have applied the PCA. I have loaded the data, encoded it into the one hot encoding using getDummies and passing the dataset into it, and then converted into standard scalar to standardize it before fitting it into our PCA. So if we run this code, we are going to get this kind of output. I have plotted the scatter plot of the components we have got here. So this is how multicollinearity can be reduced by the PCA, which is one of the methods. There are also other methods, removing highly correlated features or using the variables. So that was all for this video. Thank you.